Okay, so today we're going to discuss a trending topic about who gets to decide about quarantine, right? Is it the debate rages? Is it the government's responsibility to keep me safe from corona, or can I keep myself safe on my own? The debate rages across the United States of America and probably across the world. And here's the key debate raging across the world. Okay, what do we agree upon? Everybody agrees when the corona started, about 8-9 weeks ago, and the risk was severe, everybody agreed that we need to self-isolate and quarantine. I think everybody or most people agreed to that, and everybody agreed to shut down their businesses because the risk was severe. It's a new virus, we don't know what's going on. And now, a couple of weeks later, into quarantine, everybody agrees there's still a risk from coronavirus. It hasn't gone away completely, but the risk is much more minor. And the good news is we've succeeded in slowing that curve that everybody, all our experts, were talking about. But here is the debate raging across the world today. Here's the key. Now that we are past the major risk and only a minor risk remains, whose job is it to ensure that we remain safe and to protect ourselves? Individuals claim, small businesses claim that I can take care of my own environment, right? We've seen videos going across from small business owners saying, I can ensure that my surroundings will remain absolutely clean and protected. My store will have Purell and gloves and, I'll maintain social distancing. I can handle that responsibility as an individual. And to my family, I'll make sure everybody wears masks outside. I will make sure everybody's protected. My kids will wear masks and we will all social distance. In other words, the freedom to protect myself should be given to each individual, since this is the United States of America. It's a free country, right? But on the other hand, our elected officials and a lot of other people are saying, no, it's the responsibility of the government because we as a community have the job to take care of everybody. And the only way we know how to take care of everyone, even though it's still a minor risk, is to completely remain shut down. And obviously we ease restrictions slowly. Now, of course, I myself have my own strong opinions on this debate, but the truth is, today I want to share with you that this debate has raged for thousands of years in the Bible. Thousands of years, we're debating the very, very same topic, individual or community. What do I mean? It's actually from this week's Parsha as well. You see, the Torah, if you think about it, is infringing on individuals' rights. The Torah, in a sense, is quarantining us. For example, the Torah says that on the seventh day, I must shut down my business. I cannot work. Not only that, my car has to rest. Not only that, my phone, my beloved and precious phone, has to absolutely rest. How dare the Torah infringe on my individual rights? The Torah says, I'm not allowed to walk into 95% of restaurants in the world because they're not kosher. How can the Bible tell me what to do? The Bible says I cannot date 99% of the world's population. The only people I can go out with and hang out and date are Jews with Jews. That's how the Bible infringes on my rights. But not only that, the punishments for daring to violate the Torah's rules and regulations are so severe, much more severe than a little bit of jail that the American government is offering and giving. The Torah's punishments range from death to lashes. And with this, I want to tell you a story that happened in 1968. You see, there was a rabbi, his name's Rabbi Zalman Posner. This was 1968, so December 21, 1968, there was a mission to the moon. This was 7 months before Neil Armstrong landed actually physically on the moon, but 7 months before that, in December 21, 1968, this was when the first kind of mission went to the moon. So that week, on Thursday, December 26, Rabbi Zalman Posner was interviewed on the radio by a Jewish host named Barry Farber. And what this guy Barry Farber asked him, he said this very question: how does Judaism dare to interfere in the liberty of a person's rights? And he said, if a person eats a sandwich with ham, right, the punishment is we pick up the guy's shirt and we lash him 39 times. How dare the Torah infringe on my rights? So now the rabbi was an incredible person. He was one of the first shluchim, the first Chabad rabbis to go out to Nashville, Tennessee. He's actually, my brother-in-law is his son, Rabbi Shimon Posner in Rancho Mirage, California. But what happened is, this Rabbi Posner had a second to think. He's on live radio. That's when you do a live Facebook feed. You have to be very careful, much more careful and much more well prepared than when you do not live. So he's on live radio, he has 2 seconds to think, and he says like this. He says, you know what? First of all, it was very, very difficult to administer that punishment. First of all, the Bet Din, the judges, had to be judges who are anointed by their mentors and their mentors until Moses. So it's in today's day and age, we don't have that. We don't have those kind of judges, number one. Number two, the person, in order to get this penalty, had to have 2 witnesses. Not only that, the 2 witnesses had to warn him, and not only did they have to warn him that to specify the punishment, not only that, the person had to say, I understand. So he had to say, the witnesses say, if you eat this pork or whatever meat and milk sandwich, you will get punished by 39 lashes. And the person had to say, well, I understand, I will get punished by 39 lashes. On top of that all, if the person waited more than 4 seconds, he could claim, oh, I forgot. So he had to actually do this with all these restrictions and conditions. It was very, very, very rare that the person actually got the 39 lashes. He had to be a real shlemazel to get it. That Shabbat, the Lubavitcher Rebbe in 770 Eastern Parkway gave a Farbrengen, an unscheduled Farbrengen, a talk. And in this talk he mentioned that, there was a rabbi who was interviewed by the radio, and, this is what happened. But here's what the Rebbe said. He said that Rabbi Posner's answer wasn't adequate. Why? Because even assuming that it was very rare for a person to get punished, but nonetheless, even if it happened once in a century, once in 100 years, but once in 100 years, what, the Torah is infringing on my rights? The Torah is being barbaric? The Torah is telling me that I'm not allowed to eat a sandwich? What does the Torah care what I do in my own individual life? And the Rebbe explained like this. He said if you would have looked at NASA, at the mission that happened to the moon, he would have had his answer. Why? Because imagine, after NASA investing $1 billion or billions of dollars, so many hours, so much research, so much time and effort into beating the rest of the world, right? This is like a national pride to send the first man to the moon. So imagine Neil Armstrong or whatever astronaut is flying there decides, in the middle of the flight, I want to smoke a cigarette. We will tell him, how dare you jeopardize the mission? How dare you jeopardize all of us? You are representing the United States of America. You are representing us all. How dare you harm this mission? And Neil Armstrong will say, well, it's my life. It's my lungs. If I want to harm my lungs, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. And everybody will know that argument is ludicrous because it's not your life, it's everybody's life. And so too it is, says the Rebbe, with our lives. You see, as Jews, we are in one big space shuttle. And this space shuttle has been flying for 5,780 years. So as Jews, it's not our individual life. We are here representing Am Yisrael as a community. We are representing everybody together. We are all in this ship, in this boat together. So when you take that ham sandwich, when you violate the Shabbat, it's not you personally who is doing this. It's everybody together. Everyone, the whole world together is being affected by your actions. There's no such a thing as me, myself, and I. I'm just smoking. I am just eating a ham sandwich. I am just violating the Yom Kippur. That's what the Rebbe explained. We are all in this mission absolutely together as one. So the conclusion is that at some point we need to find the balance between the individual and between community. As it says, this week's Parsha Bamidbar is a lead up to Shavuot, to the giving of the Torah. And it says in this week's Parsha that we always read this Parsha before Shavuot. Why? Because it says, Vayichan Sham Yisrael Neged Ahar, when the Jewish people encamped in the desert at Mountain of Sinai, they were all there together as one. As we say in the Sim Shalom prayer, Barcheinu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad. We want God to bestow peace and blessings upon us. We tell God we are unified as one because Am Yisrael is in this together. We are all together. On the other hand, we find a tremendous amount of verses in Torah which stress the individual. Every single one of us was given a unique mission into this universe, in this world. There's a mission that only you can accomplish. Nobody else in the entire universe can accomplish this mission. So in essence, in Torah, we need a combination of both. It's like we are all part of one body. Each limb has a task. One is a hand, one is a leg, one is an eye, one is a nose. Every single one of us is here together as one person. K'ish echad belev echad. So, in conclusion, regarding the debate that rages across the United States of America, this is a debate that has been raging on in the entire world. How can the Torah infringe on my rights? And the answer is because it's not you as an individual, it's everybody here together. And the same thing is when we open up our world, when finally the government will allow the world to open up, of course we need this balance. We need this balance between the individual protecting himself and the government protecting itself as well. And once we reach that balance, we will all be united as one. K'ish echad belev echad. One man with one heart. May that happen immediately. May that happen speedily. And may the world open up. And may God eradicate this coronavirus so we can get back to living our lives.